Okay, trifecta, light weights for arms. We're gonna do body weight, core, and then some mobility at the end. 3.5 minute warm up. We're gonna go get started. We're gonna start standing up. We're just gonna start with some lateral shifts. So from side to side, opening up your inner thighs, opening up those hips, going to a depth that feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna start my watch. Perfect. Okay, going into a windmill, so adding some spinal rotation in. One hand comes to your opposite foot. Okay, let's do one more. And then we're gonna go to a good morning. So, hands on your hips, it's just gonna be a hip hinge. Send those hips back, open up your hamstrings, open up your calves. Coming back up to stand. Feet are right underneath your hips. Just feeling a nice stretch in the backside of your body while keeping your spine neutral. Let's do one more. Using the same kind of range of motion, we're going to go into a single leg Romanian deadlift. Switching feet in the middle, creating some balance. Grabbing a light set of weights, so 3, 5s, or 8s. And then body weight core today. This is a balance exercise. Make sure both of those hips are pointed towards the floor the whole time. Toes pointed towards the floor. Okay, one more each side. Other side. Okay, let's do some hip openers. Kind of like you're hula hooping from side to side. And then we're gonna go into a hip opener through your leg. Bring it up and around. External rotation. And let's do internal rotation. Bring that leg from the outside of your body into your midline. Making sure we're moving in each direction. Okay, next exercise, just get our legs warmed up. We're gonna do a squat to a calf raise. Squatting down as far as feels comfortable to a calf raise. Making sure our ankles aren't popping out to the sides. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, let's do a reverse lunge. Twist. Let's go for about 3 on each side before we get started. So this is 2 and 2. Last one before we grab those weights. And reverse twist. Okay, let's grab those weights. Light weights today. We're gonna really hit shoulders. First thing we're gonna do is a wide row to a front raise. Okay, 1 minute on the clock. Join me here. Front raise. Elbows point out to the side in that wide row. Front raise. Controlling yourself from letting those weights just drop down, but using control to let them gently drop back down. Shoulder exercise, really working those delts. We got 6 separate arm combinations today. 1 minute each. 2 exercises per minute, alternating between both of them. We're building our muscle endurance here. That's why we're using lighter weights for more reps. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna go into a narrow row. Come back down to center. Then we're gonna do a tricep raise in the back. 3, 2, 1. Hinge forward, narrow row back. Arms come back to center before you do a raise engaging the back side of your arms, your triceps. Just like the front raise, when we're raising towards the back, we're controlling them on the way back towards neutral. Thinking about your shoulder blades coming together in the back. Halfway done. Keep it going. Core is pulled in, protecting our low back while we're hinged here. Elbows point directly behind you in your row. Ten more seconds. Keep breathing. We got 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're doing another tricep exercise, but this time we're gonna do an overhead press, coming back to a tricep skull crusher and back down. Starting here, 1 minute on, press, back to a skull crusher, down to your shoulder blades, coming down. Again, engaging that back side of your arms. Trying to remove any arch in your low back. Just focusing on the movements of your shoulders and your triceps. Halfway done. Keep breathing, keep moving. If you have to drop those weights, all that matters is that you keep moving. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Feel the burn, baby. Okay, we're gonna go next into a bicep exercise. We're gonna let those shoulder blades rest. We're gonna curl up, server out. 1 minute on, curl to server. Again, controlling on the way down from that curl. Not letting those weights move you, you move the weights. In the server, elbows come out and then graze your rib cage on the way back in. Check in with your knees, even though we're doing some standing exercises with our arms, making sure that those aren't locked out as we're moving through this. Keep breathing. Yes, you can. Okay, 10 more seconds. We got 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next exercise is going to be an overhead fly, all the way down, wide row. If that doesn't feel good for you and your body, just do a chest fly here. Overhead to a wide arm curl. Or maybe you just do wide arm curls and grab a little bit heavier. Lots of shoulders today. I should be feeling it. At the same time, we want to make sure they stay out of our ears. So our trap muscles are going to stay out of our ears. We're going to grow the crown of our head towards the ceiling. Halfway done. Good job. Keep it pushing. We got one more arm exercise after this. Then we're doing core. 10 more seconds left. Yes, you can. 3, 2, 1. Last rep. Good job. Love to see it. Okay, last exercise, arm lateral raise. You're gonna flip your palms to face each other. Y raise up. Okay, 1 minute on, lateral raise to Y. Kind of like you're a cheerleader. We've worked those shoulders. We're gonna keep working them to the end here. Maybe take a minute to roll your shoulder blades back and down, still making sure those are up and out of your ears. 30 seconds left of arms. These little weights are sneaky. You're like, I don't need 5-pounders. Good job, you got 10 more seconds. Keep it moving. Yes, you can. Only 3, 2, last rep. Nice job, set those weights aside. Woo! You should be feeling it. Maybe you tap out those arms a little bit. We're gonna head down to the floor. I have this big weight that's gonna come to the center of my mat. It's just gonna act as a prop. Maybe you have a yoga block at home. Maybe you have something else that you can use to put your feet up and over. But we're gonna head down to the floor. Feet go out in front of you. We're gonna lift up and lift over. Okay, 1 minute on the clock. Up and over. Option 1 foot at a time. Kind of like you're drawing a rainbow over the top here. Hands can be to the sides of you, helping you get those legs up and over. Pulling that belly button towards your spine. You're halfway done. Keep it up. Deep breaths in and out. Belly button towards your spine. Rainbow those legs over. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, last rep. 1, okay. Set that weight off to the side. We're gonna come down to the floor, on your back. Knees are in reverse tabletop. Low back flush to the floor. Dropping one heel at a time. Heel taps. Join me when you're ready. Thinking about that deep core connection. Pulling that belly button towards your spine as you create length as your heel drops, and then bringing it up, contraction, back up to center. Keep deep, breathing deep here. Press that low back into the floor. Ten more seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, feet are going to go up the wall, so straight up in front of you. We're going to do windshield wipers, dropping both of your feet off to one side and back to the center. Trying to keep your pelvis planted the whole time on the floor so that low back really tries its hardest to stay connected to the mat. Keep pulling that belly deep. You should get some oblique action here. So using the side of your abdominal muscles to bring those legs back to center. So the opposite oblique helps pull back to center. Pull it deep. Ten more seconds. We got 3, 2, last rep. Okay, we're gonna come into a side plank. So whether that's on your knee, on your hand, or on your elbow and on your feet. Join me here. We're gonna do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds other. Now letting those hips sink. We're gonna press tall. Keep holding. Using that underneath side to be engaged Bringing your hips and your rib cage up to a neutral position. Switching here in 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Other side, hold it. Active in that underside. Pressing tall through your shoulder. Option to drop down to your knee. Ten more seconds. Notice if one side feels a little bit better than the other. Keep holding. 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. We're going to come into a tabletop position here. Next exercise is going to be a bird dog. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Lengthen, contract to the center. Switching sides. This time, you're imagining if your belly button is being pulled up by a string that's attached to the ceiling. Out, opposite arm, opposite leg. Contract to bring back in. Switching sides. Neutral spine the whole time. When your knee and your elbow come to meet each other, your back does not round. It stays the same length. Keep it moving. Less than 10. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Micro break here before we finish. Core off with a plank. Elbows, wrists, knees, whatever works for you. Let's go. 1 minute on. Up into the high plank. Forearm plank. Plank on your knees. We're going to try to hold it here for 1 minute. Trying not to lock out your elbows. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Your belly is not dropping to the floor. It's active and pulled up and in. Not only should you be feeling it in your abs, maybe you're feeling it in those shoulders too. You just worked those so hard. Okay, over halfway done. Embrace the shake. 15 seconds. Keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Less than 10. We got 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay, good job, guys. 30-second little break here. We're done with strength, we're done with core. We're moving on to mobility and flexibility. Okay, take a break, take a drink. We're gonna get started in like 15 seconds here. First thing that we're gonna do is a deep squat to a rotational twist here. Thoracic spine should be rotated. Okay, we got about 4 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Deep squat to a rotation. And back up to your deep squat again. Looking to that hand so your spine feels that mobility, that twist. So you can look behind you when you're driving and switching lanes. That would be a functional aspect to this movement. Sitting back in your heels as you look up and behind here. Only going down as far as feels comfortable for you. Getting some isometric contraction as you hold that squat and rotate. Okay, good job. Finish that rep up. We're going into a runner's lunge now, so step it back. If a reverse lunge, standing feels better, or you can drop down to your hands here. You can drop that leg down. Option to grab for a quad stretch here. Otherwise, add some movement here. Rock forward, A lot of times we're not putting our knees over our toes. In this setting, it's great. Mobility of your ankles and your knees. Okay, let's switch sides. Runner's lunge on the other side. Drop that knee down if that feels good for you. Option to grab your foot. Otherwise, take movements that feel good for you. Feel good for your body. Taking deep breaths, sending your breath to the muscle that you're stretching. Get that knee over your toe. Okay, let's release that. Then let's come seated towards the ground. We're gonna do some 90-degree rotations here. So 90-degree angle in both of your legs. You're gonna flip and switch here. Option to do a bent over fold here. Otherwise, keep moving here. Other option, you want some advanced hip mobility. Bring that knee all the way over of your opposite leg. Rotate back. Step it over. Otherwise, keep flowing through those 90-90s. Adding that fold. And rotate. Try to get at least one more on each side. Okay, and after you finish the last one on your last side, we're going into a seated figure four. So, releasing some of those glutes. We're going to have your right ankle over your left knee, kind of sitting here. If it feels better to be supine, that's great too. Pulling that leg in, feeling a stretch in your glute and your hip. We'll switch here in 3, 2, 1. Other ankle over your other knee. Stretching into that glute. Again, option to be supine and grab that femur to pull you in tight. Increase that depth of your stretch. Breathing deep. Okay, let's release that. Coming back up to a seat if you were supine. We're gonna go crisscross applesauce and side body stretch. Trying to grow in length, not just contracting your spine, but growing as you stretch. Rolling through the front, getting those extensor muscles in the back stretched and lengthened as you come to the front. Taking deep breaths as you breathe into your side body stretch. Other side. Let's do one more stretch on each side. So sweep it forward. One side. Deep breath in and out. Sweep it to the other side. Deep breath in and out. Okay, let's do a little chest opener here. Interlace those hands behind your back. Open that chest forward. Deep breath in and out. Okay, we're gonna head down to the mat on our stomach, so prone. The last few things we're gonna do are just to work our opposite extensor muscles. We're gonna do a swimmer forward. Arms come overhead, then they come back to your hips. Spinal mobility. Extension of your spine. Let's do about 3 more. 2. And last one. We're gonna hold a static cobra pose for the last Few seconds of class here. Sternum reaches forward. Option to be up in upward facing dog. Take your final deep breath of class. And exhale, release. You can float back through child's pose. And then you're ready to get the rest of your day started. Thank you so much for coming to Trifecta. And we'll see you next week.